You're with the Foamy Heads. Welcome to a single beer edition of the Foamy Heads episode. I just wanted to jump on and talk for a minute about a beer that I want to say for a few weeks ago, I had one for the first time and just fell in love with it. And then happened to find that there was an extra one in my fridge. So it's been a pretty busy damn week. Excuse me. Pretty stressful. And I got home on a Friday afternoon and I wanted to sit down and I wanted a good beer. Opened up my fridge and found this beer that I had been looking for a while, and it was just sitting in front of me the whole time. Decadent Ales CITRA CITRA CITRA. In my opinion, probably one of the best damn IPAs I've had in a long time. It's a triple dry hopped version, a triple IPA of their all Citra double IPA called CITRA CITRA. So it's kind of a cool spin because it's like, if you can think of it, it's kind of just like an upkick or a higher octane version of their CITRA CITRA double IPA. And this one clocks in at an amazing, I think it was like 10.8%. This thing drinks incredibly smooth. It's incredibly crushable for an almost 11% beer. It's super hoppy, it's super sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's just enough to merit that 10, kind of 11% ABV. Higher alcohol. It's definitely on the higher end of ABV when it comes to IPAs. Triples, I've definitely seen them get a lot more crazy when it comes to the ABV content. But this one, in my opinion, just kind of strikes that perfect balance. God, this beer is so good. Like I said, I just came back from, a pretty busy week at work, and I just wanted to relax and have something to unwind. And I remember this beer from a few weeks ago. My buddy DJ had brought one over to me and said, dude, you have to try this beer, Richard. And I said, okay, and he brought one over for me, and he was gracious enough. I forgot completely that he had brought two of them over. So he gave one to me, and we had one that night, and then I actually had another one in the fridge kind of sitting in the back. I didn't even think about it, and I was just going through my fridge tonight going, I really want something that I've enjoyed before. And then I saw it all the way in the back, and I said, hell yeah, this is the time to have this beer. I just want to kind of run down the flavor profiles real quick on it. Citrus is there, kind of a medium amount of citrus. It's not over the top. It's definitely sweet and definitely boozy, but it's not overly boozy. Creamy and mouthfeels are kind of two more that people are picking up on. I can kind of see the mouthfeel, the creamy aspect of it. I don't necessarily get, but it's definitely a very crushable triple IPA, which is something that I can't necessarily say about a lot of triple IPAs because, when you think of a triple IPA, you think, higher alcohol, ABV contents up there. It's not something that you can just down fast. But this one you have to be careful with because you can drink this fast. And if you're not careful, you could get in trouble real quick. So it's, 10.8%. I don't know the IBU content on it. My guess is it's probably in the mid. I'm just taking a guess, but I'm saying it's probably between 90 and 110 on the IBU scale. But I don't have any information to back that up. I'm just kind of going based on my own professional opinion. I first poured it, and there was a decent sized foamy head. Stayed for probably about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and then it slowly dissipated. It was there 1 minute, and it didn't really start going down slowly. I looked at it, and I kind of turned my attention away, and then when I came back to it a minute later, it was gone. So it didn't necessarily stay, but it was a good, pleasant look. When I initially poured it, it's hazy as well. It's definitely a New England style looking beer. But I think they're kind of going more for a West Coast feel for this beer, in my opinion. This is my favorite triple IPA currently at the moment. I think this has dethroned the Dogfish Head 120, 120-minute IPA, and it's probably also dethroned the Molotov Heavy, which is I think it was 18% triple IPA. That thing was boozy as hell, but I liked it because there were a lot of other complicated flavors to it, right? But this one, this one comes in and says, hey, I'm not over the top when it comes to booziness, and I've got lots of complicated undertones, and just try me out and see what you think. And just drinking this beer, I fell in love with this, and this is proof that you don't have to have an extremely high ABV beer in order to have a extremely flavorful beer. 10% is definitely up there. 11% is definitely high when it comes to beer in general, but with the way things are going in craft beer, a lot of times you're seeing 7%, 8%, 9% becoming the standard. So 11% is still up there, but it's not as crazy as it used to be, right? Because people are drinking higher ABV beers and they're becoming more used to it. So 11%, 5 years ago might have been out of the question, and that might have been crazy. But nowadays, it's a triple IPA. Companies are making triple IPAs, and they're not out of the question anymore. But the problem is with a triple IPA, and I've said this time and time again, that the higher you go in ABV, the more complicated it is to make a very tasty beer, because you have to be able to brew something that's good enough to outshine that booziness. And alcohol is a strong taste, and if you can't brew something good enough to where you can mix those two flavors together very well, the alcohol and the booziness and the other flavors of the beer, it's not going to work for you. And in my opinion, Decadent Ale's CITRA 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 is a great beer. Probably I would have to say it's my new favorite triple IPA. So I definitely recommend you guys check it out. It's a rotational beer. I think it's a seasonal beer. I'm sorry I don't have more information on that. I haven't been able to find it very many places. There's a liquor store in Smyrna, City Slickers, that carries it, and that's been the only place that I've been able to find it. And even then, they don't always have it. So I don't want to say it's limited run, limited production, but I don't think that you're going to be able to find it it's not going to be as readily available as some of your other beers are going to be. So if you guys see it, definitely check it out. We'll post it to the Foamy Heads Instagram page so you guys can see what it looks like. My name is Richard. I'll be on Untapped. You can see our link in the profile as well, and you can check it out. Definitely recommend this beer. If you guys happen to see one, pick it up. It's not over the top expensive. They come in 4-packs and they come in singles, so definitely pick one up if you see it. I appreciate you guys listening for a few minutes. We'll check in with you guys later. Thanks.